We built a really large database at PayNet. It's an industry consortium that puts together information from pretty much the who's who of the equipment finance industry. And this information reports on how companies are paying on comparable credit. And what we're able to do is actually understand the credit quality of the borrowers very, very quickly. And that really helps the leasing companies provide more access to capital. It gives them a greater certainty, a greater confidence that they can make those loans without having to misunderstand the degree of credit risk that they're taking. When leasing companies are assured of credit risk, they're more assured of the ability to provide capital. There was a study recently done by Harvard, and Harvard found that there's a credit gap among these private businesses. And what that credit gap means is that it's very difficult for these private companies to gain access to capital. And because of that difficulty, because of that cost, because of the friction there, it's oftentimes they go without. It's essentially these businesses going without capital. And that going without capital means that they don't make investments in one more job, or they don't pay taxes, or they don't put another project to work, or they might not build that extra plant, or they might not lease that extra bulldozer. And when that happens, what we find is that there's actually, the credit gap translates into a GDP loss, or a loss of gross domestic product. And so when there's a loss of gross domestic product, there's less jobs, there's less taxes paid, there's just less economic activity. And we've seen the economy hasn't grown 3% in about 10 years, or roughly 8 years, excuse me. And that lack of 3% growth has really been held back this economy quite a bit. Part of that is due to the credit gap and the fact that a lot of many private businesses go without access to capital. It's like a kid going to bed hungry, They just don't have that money in their pockets to go put that extra amount of equipment to work.